Right, definitely welcome back. This is TV47 Weekend, and once again without Muthoni Maina. But then we definitely have to do this. And today, as I had promised you, talk about matters poetry and spoken word, and I'll let them introduce themselves. I'll definitely start with you. Tuambie ni nani, tuambie salimia watu nyumbani, hiyo maneno yote.
Well, so my name is Prince Robert. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm from Mombasa, that is Coast Region. Shout out to Mombasa and 002 Studios, that is Kwale County, where I normally do my audio recordings.
Mombasa ni kubwa lakini. Deep into...
Okay, I do stay at Mombasa because of Little Theatre Club. I normally go to Theatre Club every Tuesday at Mombasa Little Theatre Club. And I normally, I'm officially from Kwale County, 002.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I normally do my recordings at 002 Studios. But currently I'm in Nairobi, a student at Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. So shout out to Powerhouse, the drama club at Kenya Institute of Mass Communication.
Sasa Mkosta amejaribu kuongea English flow Mkosti. Tele 254.
Umesikia kizungu kwanza? Mimi nakwambia.
Shout out Coast squeezy. Coast wachache squeezy.
Nakwambia sasa kitu noma, unaona Diamond anang'ang'ana na kizungu bosi. He's actually doing English songs, it's amazing. But unajua Kiswahili inaenda kwa African language is now being taught across Africa.
Kweli.
Yeah. Tella ni msanii. I'm an artist, I'm a poet, I'm a singer, rapper, songwriter, or host, and also event organizer.
Too many hats.
But yeah, too many arts. Too many stories to share. You know? Yeah. Plus, tu hivi unaona entertainment. Mimi ni entertainment.
Plus 254 sasa.
Plus 254 all the way from Kenya now. Yeah.
In a 5.
So it's Tella 254 to the world.
Do you always carry your guitar everywhere you go?
This is my baby, man. It's my baby. Only on important occasions. Yeah.
Right.
So anytime I'm going to perform, yeah, I definitely have to have it.
My director Nick anasema some and we'll definitely get to have some 30 seconds of each of your work.
Yeah.
You know, for the fans and for the viewers to have a feel of what you're talking about, you know, when they hear poetry and all that. Yeah. So a little of a freestyle. Then we can have 30 seconds of each of Stella and also of your own piece.
Okay.
A freestyle, something easy right now.
Something easy. I'll do poetry, but I'm doing it in a song. So this is called Stay. I wrote it for a friend of mine, Andrew Dennis Musioki. Yeah, so this is Stay. I'm not a shrink, but I don't need to be to see the rainbow rays running from your eyes, and you take the fifth when you're breaking down. I can see the storm screaming in your silence. You keep smiling even when you're burning. You keep running even when you're breaking down. Just stay a little bit longer. I'll help you calm the storm and hold on a little bit tighter. I'll help you up the wall.
Right, some definite vibes. Hey,
a little bit longer.
Prince,
I'll help you up the wall.
For you, guitar pia do you always unakugana mtu wako sasa,
Mimi nakuanga na mtu wangu mwenye ananichezea guitar, alafu nikiachilia mistari.
Aha.
Yeah.
Instruments, how important are they? Because when utapata Tela pale kuna guitar yake, mwingine anatumia just the whole piano. What dictates the kind of instrument that you have? Unaandikanga mistari kwanza ndio unasema hii mistari hii design imeandikia Stella pale itaenda na instrument.
Well, so first of all, I can say that painting is poetry that can be seen, but poetry is painting that can be listened to.
Ushaanza kutu mistari.
Hapana.
Okay.
Yeah, just an introduction of what I want to say about the instruments in poetry. Okay, instruments zinakuanga zinabeba the mood. So when because poetry is something that needs to be listened to, and if is to be listened to, there is that thing called musicality. So the musicality ikichanganyikana na lyricism, hapo unaona hiyo lilili zinaingiana. So the listener atakuwa kuna hiyo background yenye inamletea feelings, na pia inasaidia as an artist kupata the flow and how you need to deliver your work. Because kama ni romantic pieces, then the music.
I was actually to go there. How easy is it? How is it for you guys to in that whole romantic setup, and you're there, unakatia dem pale. I mean, isn't it easy to just throw your words there?
Kurusha mistari? Yeah. Or it's tempting. It's actually an advantage. But you know, as an artist, we have that nayo freedom fulani. Najua, ni rahisi sana msanii kukatiana. Sana.
Funny learn some few
mistari hapa. Sasa imagine ukipata mtu na dem alafu namwambia sura yako inakaa shamba nataka kuplant so many kisses.
Stella,
alafu mwingine anaenda tu na hi, how are you?
So kuna hiyo difference hapo katikati. So the difference, that's where we draw the line.
Do you sit down and just think about this lines and you're like, hey, shamba nini, then you're like, boom, this makes it.
Okay, what I can say about that, most of my pieces actually, they are based on life stories and the stories that I get from friends. Some of the friends share with me their stories, and out of their stories, then I get to understand, okay, there is a content. And I use it as a content and I write a piece about it. But haizijua kama nimekuwa nimemwandikia, after me sikia, atasema, hey, I can relate this piece inaendana na life yangu kabisa. So out of that, even though interact na wasee na upata content ingine noma zaidi.
Okay. Director, I want us to play some 30 seconds each. We can start with Stella and then get to hear what Stella has, apart from Palema guitar and all that, the kind of instruments that he uses. Yeah. Nick, if you have this.
Everyone wants a piece of your cake, yet they don't even know how to eat it. Backbiting, society ni Hunger Games. Clubs imejazwa tuna Hunger Games. Acha nicheke juju demons nimefight kwa hii giza to gain my stability. Trust me, I've never been given the chance to shine, I took it. Walianza wakishuku saini mafamsugu, anything I say now they take it. Sijele makahaba ndo set free depression kwa society. Hii giza ya wezi no give birth kwa mimba ya makasisi. Equally we all do these things when no one is watching, juu ni sisi. Tuko na ubaya but si wanza na uzuri ni sisi. Tutakuchochoma hiva na tukulenge after tumekutana to desert ni sisi. Atubagui tribe kalama nationality ni sisi. Tunadai hatujali about your status ni sisi. Hatukupendi kama una kazi ofisi ni sisi. Tutakupost after tumeblock kila mtu from viewing our status ni sisi. Tunajua siri za hawa mawaziri ni sisi. Tutazika hawa makafiri ni sisi. Tunaficha siri za hizo makaburi ni sisi.
Nisisi, definitely. What was that, by the way? You were speaking about Shamba. Kuna story fulani umetoa about Shamba.
About Shamba.
So naona ina relate vizuri na ukilima pale. Where was that, by the way?
It's in Juja. I'm just talking about us as people. Sisi kama watu zile vitu tunafanya the good and the bad. Yeah. So unakaa hiyo piece inaanza na niko kwa shamba na lima.
Do you do that in a normal setup of Weka Tela 254.
Yeah. What setup?
Weka Tela 254.
Kulima?
Kulima.
Mimi mkulima bro, mimi mkulima. Lakini kwa agriculture napenda sana just the business side. But najua kulima. Actually mimi nimezaliwa Ushago bro. So
Ushago wapi?
Ushago huko Western huko place inaitwa Matunda. Matunda ni kwa border ya Rift Valley na Western. So hiyo place ni katikati ya Eldoret na Kitale. Nika the central point ni hiyo place inaitwa Matunda. Ni place interesting sana. What mahindi sana.
What were you thinking when you were writing all your piece? And how long did it take to piece that all together and come up with that?
Ni sisi. I was actually working on an album. The album is called I Am. It's online. I Am just talks about me, but mainly just I was writing it thinking about how do I introduce my child to who I am, and if they get to listen to my poetry, will they get to understand life from my perspective? Kama atapitia zile vitu zenye mimi nimepitia, ajue venye anaweza kuwa able kuhandle, unajua pia sometimes life there's sometimes uko poa, sometimes uko sawa, sometimes you just So hiyo album ya the whole I Am, kwanza I Am ni me, just talks about me. Then we have Nafasi talks about na voice ya huyo mtoi kwa tumbo ya huyo mama. So I was thinking about huyo mtoi alikuwa anafikiria nini, kama angekuwa anaweza ongea anaweza sema nini. So that's what I've done. Nikafanya Nafasi, nikaandika, nikapatia toto fulani kanaitwa Samantha J. It's one of the poets that I mentor. So she's done the piece, and then after that I introduce this Happy Birthday. After Happy Birthday, mtu amezaliwa ndo sana namuintroduce kwa ni sisi. Now when you come to this world, you will find us. This is who we are as a people.
This is who we are.
Right. And then now 3 more pieces after that.
I want us now to get into Stella. Paint us a picture of what we are about to watch. Kwa your Stella. So that's you have some 20 seconds of it. What are we about to see in Stella?
Well, Stella is a story about my mother.
Wow.
Stella has been a piece, I wrote that piece 2019, and I performed the piece in drama festivals. I was the best at the national level, Kibabe University, when I was at Form 3, that is. I went to East Africa to present the nation.
Which year?
Spoken Word, 2019. Yeah, so my record still stands, because till then, we haven't having drama festivals till today, and they are resuming next year. So Stella, I was really encouraged when I was writing this piece, but it is a kind of real story and kinda not really, just adding some salt inside so as to make the story interesting.
Ndio sipatia watu leakage nyingi sana. Nick, we can have that Stella to understand what Prince is talking about.
Stella, unajua nini kuhusu kupotea njia na hujajaribu kutembea? Watu wengi waamini heri kupotea njia kuliko kujua njia, ndio maana walichagua kuzembea. Ndege na kichwa kidogo lakini ameshinda binadamu. Si tukitembea kwa udongo, yeye alichagua kupepea. Nina pesa kidogo lakini napenda maisha yangu. Maneno nasema kwa mdomo zinanisaidia kujitegemea. Wanaoyaona ni furaha yangu, hajui ni siku ngapi nimelia. Wanachopenda maua yangu, hajui chini mizizi imeumia. Mola niokoe, kisima changu kinakauka. Somaji ufuata mkondo na matawi ufuata pepo. Alishindwa kufuata mkondo, lakini pia akili yake na nidhamu ilikuwa nyepesi kama matawi. Ndio maana upepo rao kambeba bila huruma. Urembo wake ukafa kabla mwili haujaona kifo. Kichwa nyundo kiangukia misumari, lazima atagonga ndipo. Za tenzi na oma marejioni gamani, na za sakafuni nazo shia ukingo. Stella, keti chini nikupe.
Nakuga wise, by the way. I'm curious. what do you think spoken word artists and artists generally, musicians, what are they not talking about? Because, you know, in the song, there's a whole, you know, life, basically. In Nisisi, there's, you know, the whole aspect of life generally. You know, baby coming into this world, this is what you expect. But what do you think artists generally are not talking about?
Consciousness.
Consciousness.
Consciousness. Unasema, msanii ni kioo cha jamii. And it goes in two ways. One is we reflect the society we live in. That's why utapata kakuna breakdown kwa society, most of the art that will come out, or kama artist am experience most of that, what they'll probably write is about that. So kioo cha jamii, we reflect the society, na pia tunaonyesha society ile kitu tunataka society ikue.
Do you basically write what your life has been through? And I mean, you can also tell us how has your life been through? When did you ever start with writing all this?
Poetry in high school. I'd say high school, but in high school I was just doing it as a narrative, just poetry and narrative. But hapo nilikuwa naongea tu mambo ya biology nini, so unajua, so akileta story ya car reproduction sikuenta manzi, na kama hapo hivyo napiga PCR reproduction na poetry manzi na narrative, and then I didn't even know that was poetry or spoken word at that point. But joining campus, when I think it was in second year, is when I found a poetry community in Nairobi. It's called Poetry After Lunch. So in happening kila Thursday. So Poetry After Lunch na poetry spot. Poetry After Lunch happens every Thursday, and it's for free pale KNT. And then Poetry Spot happens once a month at All Saints Cathedral. So that's when niliingia nikapata, hey, manzi, there's a whole world of poets out here.
So right now you talk about, you know, consciousness.
I talk about everything, but mainly just consciousness.
Robert, basically for you, what do you think, there's so many artists out here, talk about, you know, the musicians, the artists and all that. What are they not talking about?
What I can talk about, most of the artists much concentration iko kwa story na mapenzi and the life history ambayo inahusiana na families and what. So most of the issues ambazo zinakuwa raised in those songs and those pieces is about the life that one goes on through, ama maisha yenye mtu anapitia ndo chenye anakuja anaandika. They're not much concerned with the government issues, because kwa government nakonishi political matters. That is.
But then, what do you think we should, or rather, artists basically should be talking about?
Everything. Yeah, we show society what it is.
Hakuna boundaries.
No. Talk about everything. Talk about everything. Art is freedom. Art is freedom. When you try and restrict it, then it's not really art.
Yeah, so art is, as you say, that art is freedom. So artists always fight for freedom. They are freedom fighters. That's why you see most of the artists are now ambassadors. Ambassadors of peace, ambassadors of this side, ambassadors of this side, because art is all round.
Alafu manze, art ni influential.
Yeah, true,
you know, revolutions start with music and poetry. Also, wars stop with music and poetry. Tunaanza kaa ile story ya SAS and SAS. Watu wenye walianza kuiongelea ni akina Tiwa, akina Davido. When the government is there, when the politicians are there, but it takes the freedom ya artist kukam hivi kwa mtandao na aseme, hey, manze, it's not like this. This is not the way we should live as a people. This is not human, you get. So artist, manze, art ikona power, artist akona power bigi sana, but I really wish and really hope, I really wish that most artists knew the power they had in them. The world would be a very better place, like a better place.
Damn. Robert, my producer was telling me you sound like, we're listening to Stella, and she was telling me that you sound like King Kaka. Have you ever heard of that? Has anyone ever told you that?
Not really, but most people talk of my mentor, Willie Oeba. I don't know if you have interacted with Willie Oeba. Is my mentor, and
You know Willie Oeba?
Heard of the name?
Man, you should know him.
the guy is fire nice.
He's a really dope artist.
All right.
And he's a peace ambassador, by the way, currently. Yes, so I saw his status some minutes ago. On 20th, he will be in Nairobi with the Heart, the band. They'll be having a mega performance within Nairobi.
In Kenya, who would you ever want to collab with?
Okay, I'd actually talked with Willie Oeba, and that was my my move. After some, maybe next year, I'll be having collab with him, and he's actually has good connection with Nacha from Tanzania. He has been doing some pieces with Nacha, and I'm looking forward after Willie Oeba, then I'll be looking forward having a collab with Nacha.
Wow.
Yes.
Tella, any collabs? Anything you're planning for us?
A lot. I've done a couple of collabs with different artists. Moja inaitwa Sally Wesh, mwingine inaitwa Shady Poet. There are a couple of projects that I'm working with Somalia Young Lady na Fala Mjanja, and a couple of artists when you're called under the Tella lineage. Yeah, mentees. But any artist, I wouldn't say these specific artists, because I like experiencing different minds, different processes. I don't think there's anyone I wouldn't want to work with, or anyone specifically I want to work with, but anyone who mainly just talks about who is conscious, who brings conscious content. Yeah.
Actually, before now, the fact that you mentioned consciousness and all that, let's talk about some the whole life issues and mental health. By the way, and you're quite an ambassador, so to speak, of mental health. Robert, you do speak of mental health in your pieces. How important is mental health for you, Tella, to speak about it and just tell the people about mental health?
I feel like consciousness, not just mental health. I feel like consciousness, if we were just conscious, a bit conscious, if we were just conscious, then we'd change so many things. The end of mental health is consciousness, because if you're conscious, you're a bit kinder. You see yourself in every other person, in every situation, so you are a bit kinder if you see yourself in that position. Because of your consciousness. Na nafeel manze tunafaa kuongelea story ya consciousness na mental health sana, even in government. But consciousness inafanya, if you're conscious, unajua ule msee ni msik, ile si uchawi. Unajua kuna msee anaweza kuwa manze, kuna wase wengine upele kwa madhara, msee anaambiwa alirogwa, kumbe is just mental issues, mental disorder.
True. Robert, how important, as very few, by the way, time has really lapsed. When you're having fun, you're really, how important, some few minutes, few seconds actually, let's talk about mental health as we have final words.
Well, so what I can talk about concerning mental health is that many people fail because they don't want to accept their lifestyle, their life history, and the standards they are in at the right time or at the right moment that we can talk about. So what I can say is that be there if you're there, and don't be there if you're not there. Just walk your way. So walking your way is accepting yourself. So mental health is brought by you are not accepting yourself. You want to be like someone. You want this and this to happen, which is not possible.
I can basically my director Dan will literally kill me if I continue this.
But
I mean, Nick will literally kill me.
There are other disorders, mental health disorders, that are not brought about by life situations. Kuna zingine tu zenye ni lazima uende hosi utibiwe. And I feel like we need to create more awareness about that. So that it's not just like, when you talk about mental health, most people just go to depression and anxiety. But we have schizophrenia, we have we have Down syndrome.
Most definitely,
a
yeah.
lot.
How can one reach you? And finally, as we conclude, I'd love both of you to actually do a collabo. You know, something quite interesting. But then, because of time again, how can we reach you? Then we finalize on your collabo in 10 seconds. Actually, in like two seconds. How can we reach you? Then we finalize.
Prince Robert 254 is my username at YouTube. Stella, it's my piece that I dropped it today at 2 p.m. So just watch it at YouTube.
Stella 254 everywhere.
Well,
I have an album and a couple of videos on my channel.
Most definitely.
Finya your button and subscribe to sana.
That guitar right now, I want us to have that collab, both of you. If you're going to do the whole and yours as we wrap up.
Maybe you can do Stella. I play for you and then I do one.
Stella it is. All right, Stella.
Well,
You ready?
Yeah.
give me the tune.
And as he definitely does that, my name is Stanley Nyaringita, and Catherine Simaloi has been the sign language interpreter, and obviously Nick Mavindi was the director. On behalf of everyone who made this possible, have yourself a good evening. Goodbye.
So Stella, unajua nini kuhusu kupotea njia na hujajaribu kutembea?